Welcome everybody as we finally actually get this game underway. It's going to be the Join Dota League Season number 4 Division 1 and 2 playoffs. As in, a couple of or a handful of teams will be able to get their spots into the Division 1 for the next season rather. But it's going to be basically unknown, previously known as Aftershock versus Gplay, previously known as K-, Commander minus. So it should be a pretty excellent game. Both teams just came off a 2-game series against each other. Last game went to 75 minutes, so probably they're pretty tired, but of course they also know what just the other team likes to play. But we're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and I'm joined by more Rage Playsmen. Are you still around, or have you already fallen asleep?
Oh, I fell asleep and woke up over and over, but very excited for this matchup. Commander Minus or Gplay, a team that I follow pretty darn closely, and they've looked really good. They're very versatile with their strategies. Aftershock, also a very good team, now known as basically unknown. They actually beat Alliance a couple days ago in Starladder TV, so that's not saying much considering that Alliance is in a state of flux with their roster. But either way, they are pretty versatile themselves. They've actually run quite a bit of Phoenix, if I recall correctly, and Magoma is actually the best Ogre Magi player I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I've ever seen him not multicast, and they will pick that up first for basically unknown.
Well, must be pure player skill, nothing to do with RNG.
Of course.
It's all about the skill cast. But I mean, Ogre definitely a strong enough hero to pick up, especially before the patch hits as well. So
Right.
you might as well just try to enjoy him as much as you can until it's possible for you. Gplay though, Venomancer and Elder Titan pickup. I guess if you pick the Venomancer up this early, it kind of indicates that it's going to be played in a core role, right?
Yeah, it must be. I guess they're prioritizing it. If they put the Elder Titan in the core role as well, I fear that they're going to lack a little bit of lockdown, but they do have the natural order there, which isn't bad. And they do have a lot of push with the Plague Ward, so perhaps they look to force things a little bit early. Either way, yeah, picking up the Veno this early is probably indicative of the fact that it will be a core. I guess the Elder Titan a little more flexible in the fact that it can go towards the support role, but we'll see what K- ends up pairing it up with. They're going to take out the Brewmaster as well as the Viper. Insolent, pretty good Brewmaster himself, but looks like they're not willing to put that into their plans for this one, and we'll see where basically unknown go with this second pick.
Yeah, there is the Death Prophet, for example, if they want to. If not, you can pick up the secondary support, Skyref Mage, Witch Doctor possibly, and Vengeful Spirit could be one, but going for a really early Zeus, I guess you can play it in a support role, can run it as a core role as well. Even offlane Zeus does happen every now and then. Not the biggest fan of it, but I've seen it work out as well occasionally.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably look for the Skywrath ban here from Gplay. If they couple that up with the Ogre and the Zeus, that'll be very scary. I do worry for the Zeus into the natural order. I felt like Death Prophet was a strong pick there, but maybe they're worried about being kited by the Gale as well as the Poison Nova. So going to be interesting to see how that Zeus fares. But in the mid lane itself, he should do just fine, although he's not the best at harassing and denying the farm from his counterpart in that mid lane, but he is pretty good at getting some for himself.
Well, looking at the next set of bans, I have to say I'm rather happy that Naga got banned, I guess. I mean, every now and then it is nice to see just Nagas execute their split push. I mean, in a sense, it is a beauty to watch, but in another sense, it is just goddamn frustrating. Especially just because, I mean, it's maybe not as frustrating to watch, but just getting or thinking what the enemy must feel, oh god, it's just horrible.
Yeah, just incessant pressure in all the lanes, and with that Song of the Siren, of course, is so hard to just gank unless you're able to burst her down under something like a Flaming Lasso. Naga, huge nuisance throughout the game, very good farmer, of course. Will be a little bit nerfed in the next patch with the Illusion nerf, both her and TB, so some of what people consider the most cancerous heroes will not be as effective as they once were, but still will be very good at spreading themselves across the map, just not as good at melting structures either way. Yeah, we will see the Naga banned out here, and let's see what Gplay looks to respond. They ban out a strong support in the Jakiro, but I feel like there still is the possibility for the Skywrath Mage, and it'll be interesting to see if they end up picking that up for basically unknown, as the Broodmother was banned out.
I would definitely expect to see the Skyraf. I guess Gplay could try to go for it themselves, but like you already mentioned before, they might already be running a little bit lockdown light for them.
Right.
So, I mean, Echo Stomp is decent-ish, but not if you actually want to, like, follow up with proper damage there. Maybe if you have a stun to follow up, it's fine. I guess Venomous Scale is, like, decent-ish, Poison Nova as well. but definitely would like to have some more follow-up with stuns or just maybe more slows even there. But I guess Brood Mother might have been a like slightly more value band than a Skyrive Mage,
Yeah.
just because it is extremely hard to deal with that hero. You really need like an axe or somebody to just constantly be on the lane and counter the Brood.
Yeah, Brood. The big thing with Brood is she forces you to commit at least one or two heroes to her lane, or at least the side of the map that she's occupying at any given time, because of the split push pressure is just so strong with those Broodlings, and that you're basically forced to always be there or sacrifice your structures. And if you're not there, you need to be finding a lot more elsewhere on the map to make it worth it. So, yeah, Brood just a strong hero in this meta. I guess one of those space creators that definitely in the tier 2 scene has been run very, very frequently.
Ooh, we see rather early anti-mage coming out from Gplay though. They took quite some time to actually pick it up as well, so both teams now down to exactly 36 seconds of reserve time. Funny enough that both of them are sitting on it, but do you think them going for a third pick anti-mage, was it somewhat just because they thought maybe basically unknown might pick it up as well, or are they anticipating a Medusa to come, or like, is it worth it picking this early?
I'm not sure. I feel like it does make the Skywrath pick even stronger than it already was, with that Ancient Seal able to stop him from blinking away. Of course, when he gets a Manta style up, that's not as big of a worry, as well as the BKB. But yeah, they pick it up a little early. Perhaps they were just denying it from basically unknown. I know they do run that from time to time. And of course, the Bloodlust is very good with the Anti-Mage. But yeah, as you mentioned, don't feel like Anti-Mage would have been banned in any upcoming phase here, and so therefore they probably could have picked it up later on and gone for something a little more disable heavy to help out with their lineup. So they still are lacking that, but either way, maybe just something they prioritize in terms of their players and something they're effective with. So let's hope. But yeah, there's the Skywrath, and it makes perfect sense to come out. It synergizes well with both Zeus and Ogre, is good versus the Anti-Mage, so no surprises there from the former Aftershocker, basically unknown.
Yeah, it's just pretty much it was the standard pick to go for, I guess, at the moment, or the safe pick to go for. But, well, for Gplay, the Anti-Mage, I guess, if you're dealing with a lot of magic damage, Anti-Mage is one of the better ones just because he's gonna have that built-in spell shield. Although, feels like he might have to go for a BKB anyway in this case. But for Basically Unknown, they are all about magic damage at this point in time. So what kind of physical damage are they gonna mix into this, or are they really gonna go like super magic heavy and hope to end this before the BKBs come out, or what like heroes are they gonna go for next?
They can still go for the PA. PA very, very popular in this patch. The Bloodlust also synergizes pretty well with the PA. There's not an extreme amount of magic damage, with which PA is fairly susceptible to on the side of Gplay, and is good versus Anti-Mage because he usually doesn't build Butterfly until he at least has that Manta style before there with the Battle Fury. So he's going to have be at least 2 slotted with boots before he goes into, an MKB, not the Butterfly. But yeah, so I feel like PA still has a lot of free reign in this matchup if they choose to go for it. They may put this Doom in the off lane or the jungle. It's pretty weak in the off lane, but I guess they feel like it's not too punishable since they do lack a little bit of lockdown. But Gplay looking to remedy that a bit with a Nyx Assassin pickup.
Yeah, and Gplay also panning out the Slark, really aggressive, just hero in itself. Basically, I know they can still go for some form of aggressive tri lane and try to leave a Doombringer up against what's most likely going to be a Nyx Assassin offlane, I would think. Or, I don't even know, I guess there's a slight chance for Nyx Assassin mid lane, but I doubt it. So, for the mid lane for Gplay, something like a Puck could be available if they want to get some control for themselves.
Right.
But who even matches up like greatly against Zeus mid lane?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess, I mean, Bristle's okay because the Magic Stick helps out Bristle a lot with the Quill Spray, but usually don't see that mid too much. Viper isn't bad with the Corrosive Skin for the Arc Lightning, but I don't think there's anyone that's just a really direct Zeus counter. As I said before, you could even run melee cores mid, like the PA, and the Zeus won't be able to do too much to them in terms of denying their farm, but the Zeus usually will be able to accrue some farm of his own. So I wouldn't mind to see a Sven pick up here from Basically Unknown. As you mentioned, they could need the third member of that aggressive tri-lane, and as you called, Puck is going to be the pickup from Gplay to round out their lineup. So it looks like we will see either the Vino in a support role or the Nyx Assassin. And Nyx Assassin in a support role, not something I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be so. But and the puck is just a hero that Gplay have been running rather often as well, or at least they ran it with every opportunity at the start of BOC in the group stages. But basically, I don't know, picking up a Weaver, I guess there isn't all that much lockdown on Gplay's side, so trying to
Yeah.
take full advantage of that. Also, with the Chimeric attack, lots of physical damage output there. Some tower pushing as well, especially if you get a Desolator. So, probably not a bad choice, and Weaver also a just one position hero who can rather
Yeah.
easily join fights early.
Yeah, and time lapse is going to be very effective against the burst of the puck and the Nyx, as well as the tick down of the Venomancer. So I feel like they feel that there's a lot of survivability for this Weaver. I feel like there were other picks they could have gone for. I mentioned them before, I guess, in the PA, as well as the Sven. Sven probably the better of those two, being that he does build the BKB as a core item pretty often. But yeah, I feel like Weaver should have a pretty damn good time regardless of what lane he chooses to go in here. But yeah, Gplay going to pick up Nico Baby's anti-mage, and I have seen him on the AM, and he's pretty darn proficient on this hero, so we'll see what they're able to get done with that. I feel like they're going to have to survive this early game because they don't have too much defensive capability in lane. They do have the Stomp, the Zone, and perhaps the Impale from the Nyx, but aside from that, they are pretty susceptible early on. However, of course, basically unknown, also going a little bit greedy themselves with that Doom pickup.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit greedy, but well, at least Gplay they are already unknown, probably taking somewhat of a break for some of the players. I was really expecting actually the lobby to, or the game rather, to launch a little bit later as well, just because coming off from a 75-minute game, usually
Yeah.
you want to take like somewhat of a breather, at least like smoke if you're into that, or just do anything, stretch yourself a little bit. So probably they're doing that now.
Yeah, definitely good to mentally regroup after best of two, which showcases one game 75 minutes long, and that's definitely something that the players deserve. But they've probably been pretty familiar with each other today, and if this series goes to 3 games, they'll be ever the more so. So probably going to be hating each other after these 5 games together if the series does extend to a 3rd game here. But we'll see how they fare in game 1.
And I have to say I have no idea what the score even was for the previous series of them. So don't really know even like who should have the upper hand in this.
I feel like it's a fairly even matchup. Perhaps Aftershock a little bit more known. So if you check the odds, there may be a slight advantage to them. But Commander Minus has been impressing a lot of people, including myself recently. And yeah, the game actually not listed over on Dota2Bastiolo.com for once, so that's unusual. But either way, should be a fairly good matchup, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes long once again. So that 75-minute game, not too shocking.
Yeah, it's just probably this game was not there was not too long of a notice before this game actually got listed as well, before like on Join Dota itself. So that's probably why, but should be a great game nonetheless. I mean, I don't really care about pets anyway, so all is good for me, but looks like unknown. They're on a 5-man rotation with Kefka leading the charge on the Doombringer, leaving Mind Control on the Weaver, Slavi on the Zeus, Magoma on the Ogre, and the last one will be Seroji on the Skyrift Mage.
Yep, and for the side of Gplay, Pure Evil is going to run into 5 here. He's going to get Sakuchi through Concussive Shot, out Ignite as well. There's the Arc Lightning. Gale's going to connect on 2 to slow them down, but Pure Evil probably still going to drop here. One last right click from Mind Control. There's the Sakuchi, and the Arc Lightning is actually going to be what takes him down for Slavi on the Zeus, picking up First Blood. But for the rest of Gplay, Poison, as you saw him throw a Gale out there, is going to be on the Venomancer in the safe lane. Nico Baby on the anti-mage, so it looks like we will see a support Veno. Elder Titan picked up by Pure Evil, who just fed over that First Blood. Insolent in the mid lane on the puck, and finally Hawkeye in the off lane on his Nyx Assassin.
So really well done by Unknown, and it's just the other Titan, he saw the Doombringer, and he was like, yeah, it's only a Doombringer, I don't care. Then Sukuchi Weaver came in with an Invis, of course, while the Sukuchi is active. And just the range of Concussive Shot into the Ignite, too much of a follow-up. So really well done.
Ignite does so much damage early on as well. It's so strong, especially coupled with that Concussive Shot.
Well, at least Gplay, they do manage to Sentry and Observer Ward now, so a little bit less vision for Unknown to work with. They place down their own Observer Ward as well, but oh god, Magoma found an Invis rune. Gonna run straight into a Sentry though, so not gonna be a real surprise to them.
Yeah, he is the best Ogre player ever, though. So Nico Baby actually missing that attack.
He can multicast even before level 6. That's how good
yeah, he doesn't even need to skill Fire Blast. But either way, yeah, they will put Puck in the mid against Zeus. So you mentioned being intrigued as to what heroes do well. I think the Puck should do fairly well with the ability to harass with his magical burst as well as the silence there. So we'll see how Insolent fares in that mid lane, but should see most of the action in this aggressive tri lane of basically unknown. And already you see Magoma contesting these pulls and looking to soak some XP along with Zoroji on the Skywrath.
Yeah, as they should as well, although backing off a little bit for now. There's not going to be a double pull through, or is it? No, never mind, yes there is. So well done with the Astral Spirit just pulling the second camp as well, really well done, even by pure evil. Nico Baby will get some last hits under the tower, fortunately for him. Other than that though, not going to be a fun lane at all. I guess at some point unknown when Weaver has enough levels, they can even just roam around with their support and leave him solo for a little while. Just because, I mean, what can the Trident of Gplay actually do to a Weaver? I mean, poison, or the Venomous Gate rather, slow, she doesn't care at all.
Yeah, they're going to have to hit a very well-placed and predictive stomp in order to do anything to that Weaver. And if he does have level 6, it probably won't matter at that point anyways. But speaking of this 1v1 matchup, Nyx Assassin versus Doom, who do you expect to win this? I feel like the Nyx should take this pretty handily.
I mean, I'd actually probably say the Doom just because he has the Devour Gold incoming. Last hit-wise, I think it's going to be rather even-ish. It really depends on how much Nyx Assassin or how comfortable he is playing that hero.
Yeah.
And I guess just maybe going for like excessive mana burns onto Doombringer because he doesn't have really too much mana to work with. Even preventing him to just use the Scorched Earth, for example, might be worth it. Last hit wise though, I mean, you can't really harass a Doombringer out of a lane if you're an Nyx Assassin probably.
Yeah, I just feel like if he forces him to use that Scorched Earth, which he did just there, it's a free spike carapace proc as well, and so he should be able to zone him out. But as you mentioned, he does have that devour mechanic to keep up in farm and should be just fine in terms of farm. But I feel like Hawkeye should still have a very good time in this lane and probably come out with an early set of arcane boots and perhaps even a Dagon or a Blimp.
Yeah, if he gets those early arcane boots, it's going to be just really huge for him just because spam out mana burn, spam out impale a little bit more as well. Whereas, well, Doombringer not gonna get anything of the sort, although Doom did start with double ring of protection, so against just right clicks of Nyx Assassin, doesn't care all that much all of a sudden. And gonna finish up Tranquil Boots now as well. I guess the regeneration from it isn't gonna be active all that often just because you're gonna get right clicked or you're gonna right click yourself. Still some nice extra armor, I mean, sitting on +7 at this point.
Yeah, he definitely probably doesn't have too much kill potential for the Nyx now that he has those Tranquils up, but either way, should be more or less a wash, as you mentioned. In the bottom lane, not much happening thus far. We will see the supports rotate towards the mid from the side of Gplay, but not sure that they have the kill potential. They have skilled 1 level in Echo Stomp, so nothing in natural order quite yet. And Slavi is only sitting at 720 hit points with that Boots bottle first build, and perhaps they look to flank him and find him at for this 4-minute rune.
Kefka drops rather low top lane and has to be careful just because he's lacking the mana for the Scorched Earth. So that really is the biggest issue, and Kefka cannot reliably devour either. So it's like you either save for Scorched Earth or you devour. If you wait for too long, you might get mana burn and not be able to use either one. So might be wanting to go for a bottle. I really expected him to go for Ring of Passy before actually finishing Tranquil Boots as well. Just because he probably would have or should have been aware of him not having the Tranquil Boots value too much. But Pure Evil, the haste run to Magoma, Fire Blast comes through in Lightning Bolt as well. He's already slowed down by the Ignite. Venomous Gale will get dodged completely, and Pure Evil trying to escape, but one more smack from Magoma, and Ogre grabs their team another kill.
Yep, 2-0. Things looking very good for Gplay thus far. Kafka completely out of mana, does have those arcanes in the top lane. Picked up an Orb of Venom as well to slow down Hawkeye here, but Hawkeye doesn't have enough mana to harass him out. But 1 or 2 more last hits here, and he will find his arcane, so we'll see if anything happens in terms of aggression after that. But either way, farming very well, 25 CS on the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, looking at the bottom lane farm, for example, it's Mind Control sitting on, what, 25 and 10? Compared to Nico Baby's 8-10-0. Of course, totally to be expected, especially with the supports roaming around from the bottom lane as well. But sacrificing this anti-mage completely, although, yes, Nyx Assassin can create a lot of space in the mid game with just having Vendetta, so can the Puck. Is it still worth it sacrificing this anti-mage that hard, or could they even just do anything to help the situation?
Well, because they've put this Vino in a support role, I feel like their mid game is fairly weak, and without having your anti-mage farming well as that insurance policy to transition you into the late game, I really do feel like they're going to have to get an extreme amount done with these supports if they leave them out of lane, and they aren't necessarily farming very well, and they don't have too much kill potential because of their lack of lockdown. So I really feel like they should be in lane babysitting Nico Baby here rather than him just soaking experience and not finding any farm.
Well, at least top lane, Nyx Assassin has pulled out ahead in last hits now. They were neck and neck before, but since Doombringer, he was out of mana for such a long time. Lacked the health because of it as well. So now there's about a 6 last hit difference. I mean, I guess Devour kind of makes up for it, but so far Nyx Assassin definitely doing well. Earlier, actually never mind, didn't even go for early arcanes, went for a bottle and magic one both. Not too sure if it was entirely necessary, but with the bottle I guess you can exchange your health a little bit more with just harass.
Yeah. Bot lane, they're going to find out Magoma. Blink forward, he's just going to try and TP out, but the stomp is going to land from Pure Evil. Should bring him down in a few more right clicks. He's still slowed by the Gale. Nico Baby actually going to find the kill here. Insolent blinks forward with the coil, but just a TP out in his face coming from Zeroji. And a smart play from the Skywrath Mage. After the coil, mitigating the damage. 1-0 in the bot lane, going the way of Gplay.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for the Ogre, although I usually if it's like I'm dead anyway, at least go for like another Fire Blast, use all of your mana, do all of the damage you can. Maybe force a support to just go all the way home, for example, or really anything. But he was just running, he's just like, I can totally do this, guys. Venom Scale, it's not on me, I swear. Believe, gotta believe.
I've got that 3 points of HP regen base. I'm tanky as hell, but speaking of 3-man smoke rotation to the bot lane, including Magoma once again. So looking to find some vengeance here. They did have to rotate down Insolent for that kill on the puck. So he did lose a little bit of farm mid lane, but is still sitting at the top of the CS board. And now the smoke will be popped. So they do know the presence of someone is nearby. The concussive shot is going to go out, land on the Elder Titan. He's probably going to drop here before getting the stomp off. Fire Blast going to go out. One last right click. Skywrath Mage going to find the kill there. Wraparound from Slavi. He's going to be way over committed there though, and he dies early on to Hawkeye popping from the Vendetta, and that's a win for Gplay certainly.
Yeah, Hawkeye really nicely done. First usage of the Vendetta as well. Of course, Doombringer found himself a little bit of free time top lane thanks to that. So they're even on last hits now, which means in fact Doombringer is ahead now. But the laning phase kind of officially probably over for the Nyx Assassin anyway. Gonna be starting to roam around a little bit more, I think. Trying to just create some space for Nico Baby to actually farm up to 1.5k gold at the moment. And although anti-mage most of the time does not build the Midas, would it be a viable choice for him this time?
I don't mind the recovery Midas here, I guess. He probably will just go for treads in that Battle Fury as he's recovered decently here, but I think an interesting note here is Doom has maxed out the Devour and Scorched Earth without putting any points into his ultimate here, so it looks like he is content to sit in lane and farm up for a little bit and accelerate that with a level 4 Devour, as well as keep the survivability from the Scorched Earth rather than having to rotate into fights early.
Yeah, it's just the fact that at least when he was up against the Nyx Assassin, there was no way he would have mana to just continuously spam Devour and have enough for Doom as well, or at least Doom together with Scorched Earth. But I still think, or at least I'm almost positive that Gplay, they still expect him to have the Doom, so just the threat of him potentially having the ultimate might already be enough.
Yeah, certainly so. That's an excellent point to make. And he will pick up a Midas of his own as well on the Doom in about a couple last hits here. But we'll see TPs to the bot lane from Hawkeye. And he does have his Vendetta at the ready, so perhaps looking to make something happen here. There is no detection in lane from the side of BU, so they certainly can find something if they get a good opening here from the Nyx Assassin.
So Gplay, although they have an anti-mage, they don't have the greatest of late games. I mean, Natural Order definitely helps out from the Elder Titan, but up against the Weaver and the Doombringer, even a Zeus for that matter, and also Ogre Mage are one of the best supports, especially with an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, Gplay, they really, I think, have to take off in the mid game and just really take heavy command of this game. But they're up against two Midases, Doombringer farming as a beast already, and it's gonna keep on accelerating on and on unless it just continuously kill him. Mind Control definitely has some great farm on the Weaver as well. At one point, to Gplay actually really just say like, okay guys, we're gonna go 5-man, we're gonna death ball now, or will there even be a point just because anti-mage is probably gonna be split pushing? Well, I guess now they're grouping up.
Yeah, so they are going to look to group up now. They don't have the Blink Dagger on Insolent, and they probably won't for a little while at 10 minutes in here. Ooh, Orb's going to fly out, however. There's the coil onto Mind Control, and he is Sakuchi'd up, but he will be surviving for now. The Fire Blast is going to land onto Insolent on top of the Ancient Seal, but there's the Thunder God's Wrath, and they will find a return kill onto the Weaver as Insolent goes down. So 1-for-1 in the bottom lane. Not sure it was worth the smoke rotation, as for BU, Kefka is still left on the Doombringer in the top lane, completely unchecked, is almost level 10 now, sitting at the top of the board, and has 1,000 gold in addition to his Midas and Tranquils.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Gplay got a little bit more gold from that kill, whereas XP favored Unknown. So I'd still say it's probably a win for basically Unknown, just because, like you said, Kefka is farming up. Even Zeus was in the mid lane getting the XP. And Gplay also had to just lose some farming time because of it. So really nice counter kill. Although Weaver, whoa, almost in trouble once again, has to use the time lapse. That's what you get when you don't have power threads. 587 HP, just you can get through that so fast.
Yeah, you saw the Thunder God's Wrath basically burst him down from 30% HP to 0 there in the bot lane. And yeah, as you mentioned, Slavi not having to commit himself to that fight, only the ultimate. And meanwhile, Kefka brings down the tier 1 in the top lane. 2,000 gold already on this Doombringer. He can look to pick up an early blink if that is his choice. He's going to catch an Impale here top lane, and there are TPs in from Nico Baby. He's very low on mana, susceptible to avoid, but it doesn't look like Nico Baby is going to chase with Hawkeye here. There is an Impale in 3 seconds, but TP's in from Zeroji. Looks like Hawkeye is going to back off, wisely so. And in the bot lane, just some trading going on from Elder Titan and Magoma's Ogre Magi.
Yeah, they both picked up their Soul Rings almost at the same time, although Magoma probably not going to get the snipe on the Flying Courier, so that's going to be it. But Ogre Magi definitely scary already, has the level 6, so that's all he needs. First goes in with the multicast, or never mind, first Ignite, then the Fire Blast to follow. Is he really going to chase this? I mean, 6 seconds cooldown, never mind Thunder God's Wrath. They were coordinating this, just they were toying around with the Elder Titan.
I told you, he never doesn't multicast. It's the first Fire Blast with level 6 there. And it was a 2 times multicast on the Elder Titan. They bring him down, yes. So nice usage of the Thunder God's Wrath.
He even just multicasted the Ignite before that.
So yeah, he's the best Ogre player I've ever seen. Mind Control postured up on the high ground. And there will be an engagement perhaps, as Hawkeye is going to find out Zeroji in the top lane. There's the mana burn. 1 right click from Nico Baby. So they're going to secure the kill for that anti-mage, which is very nice. He's already got the Claymore and a Ring of HP as well. So he just needs the Void Stone and a Broadsword here. So not too far, about 1,100 gold from that Battle Fury.
So definitely necessary for Gplay in general, just have the anti-mage, get some little bit of gold there. 39 last hits, I guess it's not as horrible, but he is, what, 6th in line in last hits? So in that sense, not doing good at all. But oh wait, Shadowblade Doombringer on Kefka. He's level 11 as well. 2 points into Doom picked up now. I haven't seen Shadowblade Doom for God knows how long.
Yeah, I don't think this is a very good item at all, but I guess he's so far ahead. Take a look at the net worth. He's 2k ahead of Mind Control's Weaver, which is 2nd overall, and that's his teammate. So certainly something to be worried about for Gplay. But yeah, I feel like Blink is just a more effective item, period, cost-effective wise, and Doom isn't really reliable on his right clicks, but he will be able to initiate onto Nico Baby here with the Doom, and they'll probably bring down this anti-mage. He does even use that right click there. And just will chase him down. One last Arcane Bolt. And he's actually used the Thunder God's Wrath as well. So KS, kill secured.
They might get Insolent. Never mind, Ogre Magi turns around for a second. Had he kept on chasing within our multicast, maybe we've gotten it. But Weaver also died in the meantime. Dream Coil committed for it, but Weaver finally has power threads, so gonna be a little bit tankier before this. Although I do believe he purchased it up just before the death or picked it on his person. So it's a 1-for-1, but I'd say still win for Unknown, just because I mean, anti-mage, Gplay needs anti-mage more than Unknown needs the Weaver at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Mind Control was sitting at 30s, now 4th just behind the puck, but definitely they really need their anti-mage to catch up here. And Insolent has finally picked up his Blink Dagger, actually simultaneously with Hawkeye, so they do have quite a bit of initiation from the Nyx and the puck now, and perhaps they will look to create some space for Nico Baby throughout this mid-game off the back of those pickups.
Yeah, Nico Baby gonna have like probably a 16-17 minute Battle Fury. Of course, no power threats before that, but still not that horrible of a timing considering the start that the anti-mage had. Also having digest now. So gonna be able to catch up, maybe, unless Unknown really want to group up and just keep on going. But Kefka completely out of mana now. He's gonna have to go all the way home before he just does much of anything. But I guess the Shadowblade, I mean, in this game, it may allow you to survive a couple of times, just because otherwise your blink would be disabled by the massive dots of the Venomancer. But oh god, Magoma and Seroji, they are in so much trouble. I have no idea why Seroji ran in into the jungle like that, but Hawkeye, he's on the hunt for something and he's probably gonna find it as well. Vendetta will connect with the mana burn. There's gonna be Earth Splitter to follow Magoma, gonna outrun it though, and never mind, Echo Stomp lands anyway, but he's safe for now, and there's the turnaround. My freaking god, no Mystic Flare even needed. Just Ancient Seal plus Lightning Bolts.
Easy multicast, man. Easy multicast for Magoma. Very nice play for him from Duke the Earth Splitter, and he does catch the Echo Stomp, but he was fogged at the moment, so they're not able to immediately follow up onto him, and he survives there. And unfortunately for Hawkeye, they're not able to find one, so a nice trade there as well. They do have Mind Control farming on the other side of the map, and Kefka, of course, continuing to accelerate his farm. 8,600 net worth, has picked up a point booster on his way to presumably what is the Aghanims for this Doom. And that certainly is a very valuable pickup versus the lineup of Gplay.
Yeah, got to disable that spell shield, man. It's also a natural order taken out. It's not that bad of a thing for sure.
Right.
And just all in all, even if it didn't disable passives or anything, just the damage increase is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's pure damage anyway. The ultimate Slavi though, oh god, he TP'd away from just the other side of the tree where Hawkeye was sitting on an X-Assassin. Kefka though, in the Shadow Blade, who's he gonna put the Doom on? It's gonna be Insolent. No Dream Coils and the Venom Scale misses. Well, there's the Thunder God's Wrath. They're just gonna leave Insolent to die. Zeus picks himself up another kill. Slow one to poison, which might be enough. Venomancer, not really the greatest for escapes. And there's the Ignite to slow him down. Ancient Seal, Lightning Bolt. My god, that damage is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, and Mind Control is wrapping around from the other side of the jungle, so if they do chase someone back low, he can be able to clean things up, but he's going to get pinged out here from Insolent on the
Fury. The Radiant Courier got killed with the Void Stone on it.
Yeah, so beautiful play from him, and that's going to set Nico Baby even further back for 2.5 minutes. He's going to Ancient Sealed up. Bot lane, Arcane Bolt going to come through, but Zoning Stomp is there. Hawkeye going to pick off Zeroji with an Impale, and looks like Magoma will be next to fall as well. He multicasts once again before going down, but Nico Baby going to secure that with a Mana Void mid lane. Waning Rift out onto Mind Control. There's the Coil and the Illusory Orb as well, and a very nice trade across the map for Gplay, bringing down 2 consecutively bottom and then the Weaver mid.
Yeah, huge just turn of events for Gplay. Although if you look at the net worth, it's still just, they're so far behind purely because of this Doombringer. Kefka has had such a great time. He's about 1,000 gold away from finishing his Aghanims already as well. And thanks to the Hand of Midas, he's gonna have that maxed out Doom soon enough as well. But oh, Eul Scepter onto the Anti-Mage. Echo Stomp will follow, buying some time, but with the Ancient Seal, Lightning Bolt combination, plenty of damage, so they get another kill onto the Anti-Mage. At least Weaver isn't pulling out ahead even though he has a Midas, just because, well, Puck doing a really good job. Still not looking all that great for them.
Yeah, that Skywrath Mage so effective versus Anti-Mage early on when he doesn't have too many points up in that spell shield, isn't just generally tanky, and he's dropping pretty quickly during that Ancient Seal. You have seen Zeroji opt to max that out at level 4, 6 seconds of silence for that Anti-Mage, plus the damage amplification. All they really need is Slavi and Magoma to bring down that Anti-Mage. Mind Control top lane may get caught out here from Hawkeye, but he does have the time lapse. Not sure that Hawkeye has the total kill potential here, and he actually will Sakuchi back upwards towards the north as Insolent rotates in. So good timing from the Weaver here, but we'll see if they continue to aggress on him as he runs through the jungle here.
So what do you think the item build is even for Mind Control? Is it just straight off BKB if you're the Weaver?
Yeah, I think it's better than Linken's in this matchup for sure. We will see a blink forward from Hawkeye. He's going to land the Impale, but Doom is going to be expended in the top lane onto Nico Baby. Coil is going to be there from Kefka, but they will drop the Thunder God's Wrath, and Nico Baby not going to get denied from Insolent. So very big turn of events. I thought he was going to get denied. I didn't get too hype about that. But he does go down to Kefka here, and Kefka now level 13, top of the board, almost level 14 on this Doombringer. Has 2 components towards his 3 components towards his Ags, is about 100 gold away from that, and will pick it up after this last creep kill.
Well, the one positive Anti-Mage is gonna respawn about almost exactly the same time as the Courier, so when he respawns, gonna pick up the Battle Fury, but with the treads, 20 minutes in, it's probably like 5 minutes later than you would usually want to have it.
Yeah, pretty poor timing on that BF. He's also not even level 11 yet. Insolent is on the high ground, gonna get scouted out with the Lightning Bolt. He's gonna get Yules up in the air. He will be able to phase and blink downwards, and he'll actually jaunt downwards and get cleaned up there by Magoma and Mind Control. So everything going very poorly mid-game for Gplay here, and Kefka is now going to pick up his full Aghanim Scepter.
Although it's kind of a rule of thumb to never count out an anti-mage, I still think Unknown, they're so far ahead, and with this double damage, Nico Baby, well, he has the blink of course, so Mind Control can't get the solo kill potentially, or shouldn't be able to, as Hawkeye cleans up the Skyrift Mage. So at least Nyx Assassin is accomplishing something at this point, and looks to be going for a Dagon as well. Has the Staff of Wizardry and the Null Talisman. I guess they really need just any kind of burst to just deal with heroes, but Kefka, he's around, will have his ultimate in 4 seconds time, and that's gonna be the end of Hawkeye almost 100%.
Yeah, I feel like he may have even been able to kill him off without it. If he opened with a right click into the Centaur Stomp, he might have been able to bring him down. But either way, with the Doom, very easy kill for Kefka there. And you'll see the first use of that Aghanim tick him down really quick. Already 800 gold on the Doombringer. Magoma, sitting high ground, is in a pretty perilous position here. If he gets caught out from Insolent, he's going to walk around, Waning Rift in his face. Illusory Orb is going to be there zoning. He's going to look south, though. Force up the ground, look to TP out. Dream Coil is there. Earth Splitter is there as well. Going to Bloodlust himself up, but it looks like it'll only delay the inevitable. There's a multicast, though, with the Thunder God's Wrath. He's going to bring down Insolent once again. And Slavi going to rotate in. Nico Baby forced to back off. Stomp is not going to be there. Mystic Flare going to finish off Pure Evil. And a great engagement for basically Unknown on that one.
Oh man, really well played by Magoma there. 4 staff into a position that it was so hard for them to follow up there properly, to find the pathing into there. Also, once again, dodging the Earth Splitter where I thought that it's not going to be able to just get far enough in time. And Ogre, just a tanky son of a gun, even without a point booster or anything, just went for the 4 staff first. Definitely paying off so far. And man, the turnaround. Gplay, we're just not expecting that, and they're just falling farther and farther behind. 12k in net worth, 12k in XP as well. I mean, Hawkeye trying to go for mind control potential, but even that is not a super easy kill anymore. But with the help of Puck, it's gonna be, there's the silence. Well, okay. Well man, 2 versus 1 is not fair.
Yeah, that Weaver dropping real quick to that combo there. And you do see he is pretty susceptible to the burst, especially if he gets silenced up. But he is building into the linkage, it seems, with that ultimate orb in tow, and has gone for a Midas, so he will be able to keep up with most of the top farmers in the game. Is still sitting 3rd overall, still above Nico Baby, whose farm will start to accelerate now that he has picked up the Battle Fury, but not sure that it'll be enough with Kefka farming the way he is. He's got the minus 2100 gold in addition to the Shadow Blade and the Ag, so perhaps he goes for the AC for his team. He could just go for a straight refresher as well. 2 Dooms would be absolutely devastating up against Gplay's lineup. They will doom the Anti-Mage and the Nyx, or the Puck, or even the Elder Titan to take away that natural order. They should win most fights pretty handily, but we'll see Hawkeye disconnect here, and unfortunately going to have to get those issues dealt with before there is a tier 1 defense, but 3 heroes from Unknown rotating towards the mid lane now.
Yeah, it's probably going to have a spell trouble for Gplay as well. Even if they have all of their heroes there, they kind of have to get the jump on Unknown, especially the Puck. He needs to get a nice Waning Rift, Dream Coil to just start things up with like an Earth Splitter to follow. So far though, they've just been playing in the dark, although there's a gem, or there was a gem on Puck rather, which, did they really lose it? I didn't even just...
I saw the Ogre pick
it's
it up.
on Zeus now instead. So
yeah, the Ogre picked it up. Magoma, when he made the nice play in the trees there to turn with the Thunder God's Wrath, was able to pick it up and walk away from that one. Blink forward from Slavi. He's going to scout things out with the Lightning Bolt. Concussive Shot is going to fly onto Nico Baby. There's the multicast and the Mystic Flare. Anti-Mage down and down quickly. Spike Carapace pop there. Is going to pop on Zoroji with the negative Earn tick, but he's going to be just fine. Blink forward from Slavi. He's going to scout things out with a Lightning Bolt once again, but everyone backing off, and they will be able to bring down this tier 1 shortly hereafter, it seems. And Kefka still farming away. Gonna walk down towards the bottom lane under the cover of Shadow Blade. As mid lane Mystic Flare, or Ancient Seal I should say, goes out. Hawkeye gonna get Yules defensively though. Insolent trying for a deny, but will be able to jaunt out. And the tower destroyed just by the Dire, so still pretty decent amount of gold going the way of basically Unknown, but no bonus from that last hit. Kefka backs them off bottom lane, and everything gonna stagnate.
Well, Slavi was a just true god there. Sometimes gods can smite, sometimes they can be merciful, and he just saved the Nyx Assassin with his Yule Scepter. I mean, just as he got Ancient Seal, there was a Fire Blast to follow immediately. Magoma, he was already just mid-cast animation, suddenly Yule Scepter came out. So he showed a little bit of mercy. I mean, they probably was like, yeah, we're gonna get the tower anyway, no need to kill them. After that, blink on Kefka. Oh god, he blinks into Nico Baby just as Nico Baby blinks out himself. So, nice escape. but Shadow Blade and Blink both. Is it entirely necessary?
Yeah.
Mind Control, he's gonna lose his life with the Astral Spirit damage.
Wow, surprising that he goes down there top lane. And yeah, surprising build from Kefka as well. I feel like this kind of mitigates the fact that he's so far ahead in farm. But he will have the initiation and the escape potential, I guess, now with the Blink and the Shadow Blade. But yeah, not sure that it was very necessary. Would have been probably better off with either a Shiva's or an AC, or even the instant or immediate refresher after that Ags there. But either way, we'll see how it pans out for him. Mind Control has been shut down fairly well, but still has the Midas and is well on his way to a Linken's if that's his choice here.
I still feel like basic unknown, they shouldn't be giving anything away to Gplay at this point, like the tier 1 tower that they got. Sure, it's hard to fight when you only have 4 heroes ready, but they should have been probably like 5 manning, maybe take Roshan. Just really go and fight against Gplay, especially since you have the gem. You will know exactly where the next assassin is coming from most of the time. They should have just gone for easy kills, but well, they might find an easy kill anyway. Elder Titan, Kefka gonna run into him, just doesn't really even need to do. War Stomp is there, level def as well. Not too sure if he got the multiplier. Yes, never mind, no he didn't. Bottom lane, they got another kill, trying to TP out. Saroji will be the casualty, but they got the Venomancer before, so it's fine.
Yeah, Puck opting for the Dagon here, so interesting choice from him. Like he would have been better suited to a couple of different items here. I don't think that the Yules is that bad here. Hex obviously very good, but usually don't build that this early. Linken's is very good versus the Doom, as they don't have so much else to pop it aside from the Skywrath and the Ogre, but I guess they have the Zeus as well, so Linken's not super effective in this game. Kefka running into Nico Baby here should be a fairly easy kill on the anti-mage, and it will be, even though he's going to get bursted a bit from Insolent. Insolent going to have to turn tail and run as well. He doesn't have the Shadow Blade or the Blink here, so there's the Coil. He's going to try and TP out, but the Stomp will be there. Looks like Kefka is next to fall. Coil going to snap one last right click. Will feed his life over, but certainly worth, in a sense, keeping down the anti-mage, but he does feed over the dominating streak, and he is a very high level at this point, so a lot of experience going the way of Gplay. 3,000 just to 2 heroes.
Yeah, gold as well. Puck picking up just his next Dagon pretty much, or almost 2 Dagons if he wants to. So really nice goal coming out for them. I mean, unknown, they're definitely still ahead, and they're going to get pure evil. No multicast, but well, it gets it for the ignite, and it will just take him down anyway. But
yeah, that is very rare that Magoma doesn't multicast there, so perhaps sign of bad things to come. But he's going to turn the corner and find Hawkeye here. He's going to get Ancient sealed up. There's the Fire Blast to follow. There's your multicast with the Lightning Bolt. They're actually even going to expend the Thunder God's Wrath there. Blink forward from Slavi. He's going to Yules up the Venomancer here. Poison Nova comes out, but a Lightning Bolt, a few right clicks, he'll drop as well. And he's not going to find any return kills with that Poison Nova, so easy 3 for 1 across the map. Actually 4 for 1 if you include that anti-mage and the Doom. So very nice play and sequence of events for basically unknown. They'll look to scout Roche here, but they don't really have the kill potential unless they bring in Mind Control, and they still need to tank it up at least with the Ogre.
Is Linken's now a better choice for the Weaver that we have 2 Dagons on the board? Or, I mean, I still want to say that BKB could have been so much better. Of course, BKB wouldn't save you from like surprise attacks, I guess. Although the surprise attack would have to be an immediate stun, because silence would just not cut it at this point when you have a BKB. So item choice still not the biggest fan for Mind Control, but with the rest of his team doing as well as they are, I guess it might not matter that much in the end. But it's just a Weaver, although he got off to a really fast Midas. Had some pretty great farm, really. The Weaver himself hasn't done anything in this game.
Yeah, he's actually done quite the opposite. He's actually fed quite a bit. As Kefka's going to get caught out, though, by the entire lineup of Gplay, and they'll bring him down, and looks like Poison should get denied as well. He's actually going to tick down before they're able to. So he will get the support Venomancy here, but certainly not worth feeding his life. Over 650 experience going to 4 heroes, 600 gold to Nico Baby, exactly the target they would want, picking that up. And he's got a Yasha with the Battle Fury as well as 2,500 gold at this point, but at least Roshan going to be found by basically unknown.
Yeah, so he's going to have the Mata style, finds himself a regen rune as well, not going to have to back all the way home to just regen up. A little bit lucky there, but anti-mage not looking all that bad. I mean, he's going to take that number 2 position in net worth in just the next creep camp. Hawkeye on the hunt as well for the Weaver. Weaver does have the Aegis though, so I mean, space was indeed created a little bit by the Doombringer, although we really didn't think that they actually need that space to be created in the first place. But Hawkeye, he's on the hunt for something. Might even run into somebody if he's lucky enough. For example, Slavi. who's also going for a Lincoln Sphere by the looks of it. So I guess double Lincoln Sphere against double Dagon. I don't know.
Yeah, not exactly sure what the build is that in that sense, but either way, yeah, Lincoln's not the greatest in this game. I really don't like it versus the lineup of Command and Minus. They don't have too much that they need to prioritize, but I guess versus the Dagons it isn't bad, but BKB really serves the same purpose, especially considering how much burst they have for the side of Unknown. Even if you have a 5-second BKB, you should be able to bring down either of these Dagon carriers in the Puck or the next during those durations. So, interesting choice for me. BKB also tanks them up, but I guess they do get the mana regen, which is pretty nice on the Zeus as well as the Weaver, and that's why often considered a core item for the Weaver. But Slavi gonna go forward here, not gonna look to scout anything out. He will be scouted out himself by the Ancestral Spirit. Kefka is bot lane, and he does take down Hawkeye, using the Doom there for that one. So no initiation from Poison going to come out there. And mid lane, they will look to continue the push here. Zeroji, though, he may run into Nico Baby. He's going to pop the Manta here and jump forward. Zeroji going to be able to force up to the high ground, but he forces right into Insolent, and he's going to be blown the hell up. Meanwhile, Pure Evil being chased down by Slavi. He's going to get Yuled up in the air, but there is support in tow. Slavi will be able to bring him down before anyone is able to get over to the Zeus. He's going to get Galed, though, and the Mana Void will cancel his TP, and the Zeus going to feed over his life for the Elder Titan. Certainly not worth it for basically Unknown. They're going to look to chase further. Nico Baby, though, very low on mana. And Mind Control going to get Waning Rifted here. He could get burst down. He has the time-ups available. Will be able to use a jump forward with the Stomp from Kefla. Not going to connect. The Stomp lands on Mind Control, however. And the Earth Splitter is going to whiff. They're going to look to chase, but not finding anything. Everyone will disengage for the time being. So, across the map, Skywrath and Zeus going down for the Elder Titan and the Nyx Assassin. But ET did buy back, so small win, I guess, for basically Unknown.
Unknown, of course, lost the gem as well, so that's going to mean that Mind Control not going to have that free of a reign anymore. But Kefka, he is going for a BKB, no Lincoln Sphere for the Doombringer at least, and he's going to have it finished soon enough as well, thanks to the Devour and the Midas, of course. But it's absolutely like sickening how much damage a level 3 Doom with an Aghanims actually does.
Yeah.
Because it's pure damage as well, and it does 1280 damage. It's like...
Yeah.
You
I
have to
think
get
the
denied.
refresher would have been better here as well. I mean, it all kind of comes back to this Shadow Blade Blink Dagger build. But either way, he could have had the BKB by now and then have been building into an Oblivion Staff or Perseverance. But either way, it still will be very effective. He is level 19, so 2 levels ahead of the next closest contender in Insolence Puck. But things still looking a little better, I think, at this point for Gplay than it did 10 minutes ago. But bot lane, Yule Scepter up onto Nico Baby. He's going to be able to Manta out of the Swarm, though, and he will blink back. Ancient Seal goes out onto Hawkeye. He's going to be able to Dagon up the Skywrath, but he will fall to the Thunder God's Wrath and one more Arc Lightning. So they do find a 1-for-0 thus far on the Nyx Assassin. TPing out Nico Baby is going to make it away. And Mind Control will look to chase down the Elder Titan. Blink down to the low ground from Kefka. He's going to find Insolent and doom him up in the pin. That's a dead puck for sure. Very nice kill from Kefka. Once again, that'll complete his BKB. And he will get a dominating streak back from the puck that Insolent took off him earlier. So
At least Gplay don't lose the gem again just because Pure Evil was carrying it. But Magoma finds himself an Aghanim Scepter, so... Well, if you don't multicast with one, you're gonna multicast with the second Fire Blast.
Definitely so, and things looking very good now for basically Unknown. Take a look at the metrics: 14k net worth lead, 33 minutes in, and about the same in experience, a little bit less, but nonetheless, despite Mind Control not being super intimidating on this Weaver in terms of damage, he does have 3,200 gold now, so he can pick up 2 Mithril Hammers if he chooses to go for that Desolator, and will be very close.
Yeah, and so far Nico Baby, he's going for a Lincoln Sphere of his own on the Anti-Mage. Up against Doombringer, excellent choice. But there's also going to be Arcane Bolts, there's going to be Fire Blasts, Lightning Bolts even for that matter. So, I mean, it's a nice item to have for sure, just to get maybe that extra second for you to be able to blink out potentially. At least Doom going for solo kills is going to be that much harder. But TP's coming bottom lane, they want to defend. Blink Silence nicely done with the Dream Core, but he gets Ancient Sealed into the Mystic Flare. So it was nice, but just not nice enough, and now he's down for 63 seconds without the buyback.
Yeah, they definitely can look to find this tier 2 here. Mind Control gonna walk back in, scuttle back in, Geminate's there, but a nice deny from Pure Evil, so good timing from him there. A little bit lucky as well, but either way, A little bit more map control going the way of basically Unknown. They still have their 3 tier 2s up, only 2 standing for Gplay, so fairly even in that regard. But Roshan still not up for at least a minimum of 2 minutes, so they can't find much off of that tier 2 death there. And Nico Baby will be able to continue to farm here, but still picking up that Lincoln's going for that defensive build, as you mentioned. Not very scary on this anti-mage thus far. He may be able to block a Doom for the first time, but once they know he has that out, and they have tons of spells with the Zeus Skywrath and even the Level Death and the Ogre to cancel that Lincoln. So
yeah, both supports have 4 staffs as well. For example, even Zeus can just use first and pop it like that. But Hawkeye, he's on the hunt for something. I don't think Unknown has any kind of detection at all on them. No sentries, no dusts, no gem. So they're actually not prepared at all for an assassin. Although Hawkeye probably thinks that they are, that they already have sentries down or something. But he's gonna go in now, poison down to half HP in the meantime. Hawkeye comes out for ultimate, that blinks out, but oh, blink silence whips completely from Insolent. Wanted to go for Zeroji, but they get the vision with the swarm, Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare, Thunder God, Wrap. Nico Baby does clear out the Ogre in the meantime, but still it's a win for Unknown.
yeah, bringing down the puck very big there. No buyback available on Insolent in the meantime. The Manta Illusion's actually doing work on Zeroji, trying to bring him down here. He will back up and have his entire mana pool taken down. Impale goes out onto Mind Control. Hawkeye will be able to back up, and it looks like that will stave off the push for now. Nico Baby farming the enemy jungle as well. And Slavi is going to look to flank perhaps and wrap here. Zeroji back from the high ground. Doesn't have any mana left. Does only have a 4-staff. Arc Lightning going to go out onto Hawkeye. Baits out the Spike Carapace. But it doesn't look like they can re-engage here. Kefka waiting in the river for someone to come around. But doesn't look like he'll find it. He'll blink up to the high ground and Shadow Blade. And he's going to walk into Hawkeye, but no detection. He might find Nico Baby, however, and this would be a big kill, but he perhaps doesn't know about this Lincoln's unless he clicks on the AM. And he will jump forward. He will pop the Lincoln's with the level death, so it doesn't waste the Doom there, but is going to catch an Impale. He's going to get all his mana burnt down. Dagon's there as well. Earth Splitter not going to be, actually is going to be what kills him off. Blink to the high ground from Slavi. Nice play by him to escape there, but they do feed over Kefka once again. And that's 6,000 experience going the way of Gplay. 3 heroes involved in that kill.
Kefka just hasn't been hugely successful for the last like 5 to 10 minutes maybe. Mind Control. Gonna get the Sukuchi. Oh, beautiful blink Spike Carapace. Impale unfortunately misses, but doesn't even matter with a Dream Coil Silence. So Unknown, they're giving away quite a lot at this point. I mean, Anti-Mage, he's number 1 in net worth now.
Yeah, very nice play from Hawkeye there to jump in front of the Sakuchi, interrupt that with the Spike Carapace, and they bring down Mind Control, and once again, hasn't had a great game, doesn't opt for going for a damage build here either, so I really do worry for the side of basically Unknown. I mean, they have a gigantic lead in terms of the metrics, 15k in both net worth and experience, but it just certainly doesn't feel like that at this point. Insolent has now picked up his Dagon 3, and they only have a BKB up on that Weaver, so that is still a 10-second BKB, but he's just not hitting that hard. So with the Bloodlust, perhaps he will be a little bit more intimidating from Magoma, but either way, Nico Baby getting fatter and fatter, and certainly something to worry about for the side of basically Unknown.
Oh, most certainly so. With the Dagons getting higher as well, I guess, level 3 for Puck. Only a level 1 still for Nyx though, although he has the gold for more, I guess, if he wants to. Basher though picked up on the Anti-Mage, so Abyssal Blade will shortly follow most likely. Kefka picks up Boots of Trash as well. He is pretty much 6 slotted, can still replace the Midas of course. Maybe get rid of the Shadow Blade as well for a more useful item later on.
Yeah. I would like to see a Vlad's come out from Pure Evil at some point, or at least on the side of Gplay. Not sure who else would be able to pick that up, but either way, Pure Evil's pretty underfarmed. He's got 4k gold though on this Elder Titan, and guess holding on to it, choosing what he wants to go for. I think a pipe would also be nice against basically Unknown's lineup, so he does have a little bit of variance in his choice here. We will see a wrap from the high ground from Hawkeye. We'll see if he's able to find any fruit with this gank, but he does have Invisibility Rune expiring now, so will blink back.
And Unknown Smoke Up is free. I really think they could have just overpowered Gplay as 5 long ago, but now there's an Aghanim Scepter level 2 Poison Nova and Venomancer. Gonna make things a lot harder, especially if they don't take care of the Elder Titan early on as well. So it really is getting harder for Unknown, although like I said, they still have a 15,000 lead in both metrics. It just doesn't feel like it, so Unknown, I still think they have the better late game, unless they make mistakes, so I still think they should take it, but Nico Baby gonna get doomed up. BKB from Kefka as well, but he's just not fast enough to keep up with an anti-mage, with a meta style almost, and going for the TP out now. He's just hoping that it's gonna be enough with the Doom, which might be true. He's probably gonna have to get denied, just because, well, with the Aghanim Scepter, he remained close enough for long enough. Oh, Zeus! Nice timing also, getting vision of Gplay, so they're going Roshan at the same time. They get the kill on anti-mage, they're most likely gonna grab Roshan. Really well done.
Yeah, beautiful play there from the Zeus. Very good communication from basically unknown. Kefka gonna rotate over. We're gonna see a buyback here from Nico Baby. Makoma trying to TP out. Gale is gonna whiff from poison. And Zeus actually gonna come back in and look for that kill here. Ancestral Spirit chasing him down, but with the Bloodlust movement speed as well as the Yules, he should be able to blink out. No problem. But they are looking for a flank here from unknown. They're not going to find anyone in the jungle quite yet. Polson going to put a observer ward on the high ground, so they will be able to see this. And they are looking to take this Roche, who's currently at 60% HP. Jump up to the high ground. Waning Rift on 2 from Insolent. He almost brings down Zoroji. The Ancestral Spirit will be able to do that. They're going to pop the Lincolns on Nico Baby. Poison Nova is going to go out, though. Kefka going to drop to the Impale. Pure Evil on the bottom is going to tick down. But either way, things looking good for Gplay. They're trying to find more here. But Slavi has been able to rotate back out. Blink forward from Nico Baby. Mind Control is in the backlines. Taking down to the Poison Nova will TP out here. And it looks like Roshan will be secured for Gplay.
Just, I mean, Nico Baby or anti-mage in general are pretty damn scary, especially if the illusions actually have free reign and are right-clicking away at you as well. Kefka kind of melted. If he had an AC, probably would have been extremely tanky and just laughed it off. But now there's an Aegis for Nico Baby, and they're gonna go for more. They find themselves Slavi as well. You will have to buy some time, but this is really gonna be enough. Ignites, Fire Blast, no multicast. Second Fire Blast comes out, so they get the Aegis. Slavi gets Venomancer just with the ultimate. Random just casualties. And Nico Baby will have to back off, so the Aegis just kind of overextended and lost.
Yeah. I guess he really wanted to make use of that buyback, and with that Aegis was feeling pretty confident, but yeah, it does feed over his own life, as Insolent on the puck was pretty far back, so wasn't able to come in with magic damage support, as well as the silence for the Zeus. And nice Ghost Scepter there by Slavi is going to be able to allow him to survive, and it looks like he might be going for an E-Blade here.
Oh god. Well, I don't know what to say. I really don't. It's I guess
it's an interesting pickup. Yeah.
After anti-mage uses the meta style and you E-Blade him, no right clicks from him all of a sudden, which is a huge source of cheap place damage. Although they do have Dagons galore. They have 3 separate Dagons. One Pux is level 3 still, or are the upgrades coming near mine? His is level 3. Next Assassin sitting on 3 as well, and the Elder Titan on 1. To be honest, if you don't have your BKB activated, you're just gonna have a miserable time, I guess, if you're unknown, but
yeah.
Just are they gonna build a pipe at some point for the team?
And it looks like Magoma will be caught out bot lane. He actually forces away from the Impale, but forced forward from Insolent. He's actually going to use the coil here. Mind Control coming through the whole lineup of Gplay is going to be able to time lapse back. He's going to have to pop his BKB here and Shikuchi away. Very awkward play from Mind Control. Is going to look to dodge that Impale, but did have BKB up, so not sure why he turned back. Should have just kept running with Shikuchi here, but now he's very susceptible to this. No time lapse up. One bash is there as well as the stomp. Nico Baby going to finish him off. What? And very weird play from the Weaver.
I mean, BKB TP, I mean, he had a TP on him.
Well, this is...
Well, there's a bash shot, I guess, on Nico Baby now as well, and... Yeah. I don't know, that was just extremely questionable. First of all, even running in there...
Yeah.
I guess he bet against himself, I don't know, man.
Well, I was going to say, if you're subscribed to HeflaTV channels, you can now use the 322 emote, because that certainly stank of it. But either way, yeah, Kefka's farm advantage has totally fallen off now. Nico Baby's sitting on the top of the net worth chart. He's got 3,500 gold, so he's only 250 away from that Abyssal now, as he's 3560, and this is looking very scary for basically unknown. Mind Control has absolutely no damage items, so he's really not
I know what's going on here. They thought that their 75-minute game was not long enough.
Yeah.
But E-Blade is done on Slavi, so their own magic damage is ridiculous, although they don't have Dagons, but they don't really need Dagons with the kind of heroes that they have. Still, it just baffles me. Just look at the graphs. It used to be almost a 20k net worth lead, now it's only 10k. Abyssal Blade done on anti-mage as well. XP from 20k to 5k. So I guess XP wise, not big of a difference at all. Anti-Mage gonna be the first one to hit level 25 as well. So he's in his stride, but can this Anti-Mage do it? Of course it's not completely solo, but it's mostly the Anti-Mage show at this point.
Yeah, definitely, and you can tell that basically Unknown are playing pretty scared. They use the Thunder God's Wrath there just for scouting purposes, and they may find Hawkeye in this mid lane. There's a Lightning Bolt to look for some True Sight, but he's already rotated out to the west, and he will just be just fine. Kefla not able to find Poison in the tree line there in the bot lane, and they're all just kind of running around like chickens with their heads cut off for this point for basically Unknown. 33 to 23 is your score 45 minutes in, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. And Hawkeye now popping in Vendetta here will look to find something perhaps. They do know there is a ward here, or are at least pinging it out. But we'll regroup as a full squad at this point.
So Unknown, do you think it's like their safe play is even warranted? Should they just play it this safe? Should they be afraid?
I feel like a lot of it comes down to the item builds. I mean, they had accrued such an advantage early on. They didn't have to involve the Doom. He ends up going for Shadowblade Blink and then into a BKB. They will find Hawkeye bot lane, so E-Blade going to finish him off there from Slavi. That's going to reveal that. They do use the Doom. Nico Baby not able to cancel the TP in time. But yeah, I feel like the too defensive on mind control. He goes for a Linken's into a BKB. I thought perhaps BKB would be just enough on its own against a lineup of Gplay. And Kefka really not finding much without a refresher or at least a damage item like an AC. He does have 3,300 gold in the bank now as well. But Nico Baby's extremely scary now. And he's still got his Manta style for that E-Blade, so should be fairly survivable, and if he gets a lot of right clicks off, we'll be able to do a lot of work in these fights. If he picks up a BKB sometime soon, I don't feel like they have any potential to bring him down.
Well, Gplay, they are actually going for a tier 2 as well, and it doesn't look like Unknown will contest this at all. I don't know where it all went wrong for Unknown. I mean, they've not lost yet by any means or something, but where did their dominance go?
Yeah, their entire advantage fed over. Blink forward Abyssal onto Zoroji. He's absolutely going to get melted. And TPs are back. E-Blade is going to jump out, but Blink back. Poison Nova is there as well. Earth Splitter is going to fly. Not going to hit much. Going to be a zoning one for the time being. But Zoroji down. Hawkeye is going to come back into the fight. TP out from Slavi. He's going to use the Thunder God's Wrath, but not going to find anything off of that. And they will have mind control split pushing the tier 2, but TPs are back for him, and he won't be able to get anything significant done there. BKB popped again by the Weaver. So playing a little bit scared. That's his 8-second charge. And in the backlines, Kefka has been isolated here. There's the Impale as well as the Mana Burn. There's a Dagon from Insolent. He will pop the BKB very late. He gets his Doom off, but it's not going to kill anyone, and so BKB charge fed over, the Doom usage as well from Kefka. I feel like they can just begin to push off the back of that.
It's going to be rather close. It's probably not going to kill him entirely, but even so, brought him down to 120 HP. But that was just misplaced. Poison Dog gonna pay with his life still, but it's only a support Venomancer. You'll have to use for Slavi to just catch up with the distance, so he gets the kill. But Nico, maybe he comes back for the revenge. Oh no, Mana Void. But at least it frees up the Abyssal Blade, so they're gonna get yet another kill. Just huge wins for Gplay. Unknown, why don't they just 5-man and wreck Gplay?
It is a question that can never be answered. Perhaps they're just a little bit mentally drained from all this long Dota they've been playing and didn't want to throw their advantage early. Felt like they could just sit back and farm and transition to the late game that they've done enough to shut down Nico Baby. But throughout the mid game, they just found pickups on all the wrong heroes, and Nico Baby able to recover and get his farm back up. He's got 6k gold on this anti-mage.
He's 7,000 ahead, the next highest. Oh my god. Well, unfortunately Hawkeye did miss, and now he's silenced up as well, but the Dagons will bring down Zoroji anyway. Thunder God's Wrath almost gets the counter kill, but not quite. I mean, Nyx Assassin survives with like 45 HP, something like that. So that was a buyback from Zeus just to get that one kill with the Thunder God's Wrath, and even that failed for them. Oh god. Plus, I have to say the Dagon builds so far have been extremely successful, just because, yes, there are BKBs, but we've seen multiple times now Doom getting stunned before the BKB and bursted just so low that A, doesn't even get to use the BKB, or B, gets the BKB off, but just a few right clicks will bring him down anyway after that.
Yeah, it's really scary for Unknown. I really don't feel like they have much comeback potential at all at this point. Zeus is too squishy. He does have the E-Blade, but he really needs to use it offensively. Eul Scepter really only delays the inevitable. Mind Control doesn't do any damage, so even if he's able to survive with this BKB Lincoln's combo, he's really not scaring anyone. He's sitting at 144, so around 178 damage right now per hit, which isn't bad, but it's not going to be enough to bring down any of these heroes, especially now that Nico Baby's picked up a full butterfly.
Oh god, okay, so Dagon count. Pure Evil has it on level 3. Insolent, level 3 still as well, going for a Hex by the looks of it finally. Hawkeye sitting on level 5 though. So they have what? 800 plus, okay, 1.4.
Yeah, 2k.
2k, yeah. Plus, of course,
2k
Natural
just
Order
in Daggins.
will pretty much remove the magic resistance as well. So it's more or less 2,000 pure damage with the Natural Order being there.
Yeah, and something we haven't spoken of yet is the Aghanim Scepter's up on Poison as well. So that's a hell of a lot of damage, especially when he gets to level 16 from that Poison Nova. And going to be worried here for the side of Unknown. They're going to have to burst down one of these priority targets very early on, and it feels like throughout the 20 to 30 minute mark they were always the ones getting the jump. We talked about those 2 blink daggers coming out for Insolent and Nyx, but it seemed like Unknown were always finding the jump on them, and now really Unknown playing scared, and they're always being the ones initiated on, so able to get these Daggons off before any BKBs come out. And Unknown looking very, very scared in their side of the map at this point.
Well, thank god that Weaver at least has a damaging item now. Has the Monkey King bar, of course. It pretty much probably came out to counter that butterfly of the Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage,
Right.
he's hitting for 400 plus damage at this point in time. And there's not even a Vladimir's offering on their team still, which, like you all already mentioned beforehand, like 15 minutes ago maybe by now.
Yeah.
I would also like to see it on really anybody on Gplay, apart from the Anti-Mage, of course. So they still have room to grow, and Nico Baby just doing solo Roshan at this point. There's a cheese as well for
Easiest
this.
rush of his life.
Oh man, he doesn't pick up the Aegis though. So Aegis goes to Puck instead. Nico Baby, I guess he feels safe enough not to get doomed.
Yeah. He does have that Lincoln's. He is pretty much 6-odded at this point. He can replace the boots for another item, or even boots of travel. He does have 3,900 gold. Buyback's currently 1,800 for him. So we'll be very close to buying a next item. Probably will farm out this wave in the top lane for now. Is quite a bit of farm for him there. And really, there's no timing window needed here for Gplay. They can take this however far they want. Of course, the Anti-Mage will not get any bigger, presumably, at this point. So basically, Unknown will probably just catch up. And with this Aegis, you'll probably see them force the issue fairly soon as they push these lanes out.
So Matrix, net worth zeroed out. XP still a 10k lead for Unknown. But it doesn't really matter all that much. I guess the biggest thing is that Venomancer is not yet level 16, so not maxed out with the Poison Nova. But there is a Freeman smoke. They might find the Insolent, and they probably will as well. He gets into the trees though, gets the 4-step to the high ground before the lightning bolt connects. Oh god, they don't even get that 1 kill. But they bloodlust themselves up now. Seroji has picked up an ultimate orb, so might also be a Hex in the making for him. They are rushing into I don't know where. I guess they're running away, but the Dream Coil catches Magoma. Gonna break the coil immediately. Hoping to escape, and might even be able to just run away from this, because Gplay, the rest of them were not quite ready enough. So that's the Dream Coil on cooldown. I guess Gplay might just want to wait that off once again and then go. Or maybe just go down mid lane. I guess that's fine.
Not too worried about much here with the Aegis available as well. So yeah, guess they don't really need that coil, especially if all they have to do is focus fire one target with their Daggons and he's dead. And if that target happens to be Zeroji, they really only need 2 of those Daggons and perhaps 1 right click. We will see TPs back from the Skywrath Mage to their base. Mind Control does have a TP as well, is going to TP back. So does the Ogre. So they are able to mount this defense here as they see their cliff getting dewarded. And they will use, once again, a Scouting Thunder God's Wrath here. So playing scared for sure as Magoma continues to push this lane out, but he looks like he's going to be wrapped upon. He is looking to TP out here. Will be successful to do so. But jump forward, Waning Rift onto Slavi. He's going to get impaled up too. He'll get melted, and the Dagon from Insolent is going to pick him off before he jaunts out to safety. Nico Baby going to search for more. He's going to find Zeroji. 1 easy Abyssal Blade into a couple right clicks, and Mind Control postured up defensively in the trees here, but this should be a fairly easy push. No buyback available for Slavi or the Skywrath Mage. I'm not sure what Slavi bought there before dying. I guess he just doesn't have enough gold available for that.
Yeah, his gold income has been just stopped.
Mhm.
Somebody completely closed it off for them. Nico Baby though, on the other hand, 8,000 gold on the anti-mage, has a double damage now as well. Even against backdoor protection, they're just gonna go for it and they're just gonna claim Rex. But there's the refresher orb on Doombringer. Finally, Kefka picks up a freaking useful item for himself. But they're gonna lose Rex anyway, I think. Or are they? Nope, the Manta Style is there. He's gonna doom up one illusion and he doesn't get off the second ultimate. Thank God he has buyback, but backdoor protection still keeping the Rex alive. Mind control, he's gonna get hexed up. He goes down, a buyback from him as well. Can they save the Rex? They finally find the right target. Nico Baby, he's just gonna go for the man fight. Kefka, he's gonna lose his life again. That's a dieback. One more right click. Come on, guys, you can do it. One more. He's outrunning them, never mind. He's gonna go down in the end. Mind control gets the time lapse, but Hawkeye pops the cheese. Nico Baby, he is gonna go down, no doubt about it. But buyback booster trials already purchased as well. He's gonna come back. And if they can get mind control, it's gonna be huge. Hawkeye, nice by Carapace, stopping Magoma's Fire Blast for a little while. And with the Mana Void and the Abyssal Blade, that is dieback on the Weaver, on the Doom. Zeus is down. Serovici does get a kill onto the next assassin, but GG is called. My freaking god. Unknown, it was their game to lose, and they actually managed to do it.
Yeah, I mean, very, very rough showing from basically Unknown, and good, certainly good perseverance from the side of Gplay there to extend the game to where the point where Nico Baby was finally relevant, and then he began to overtake Kefka, who I think him and Mind Control both made a couple of questionable item decisions in this game. Not sure that that's exactly what lost them the game. Of course, as you mentioned, they could have really balled up with their advantage and just took it to the base of Unknown, but they decided not to do it. Either way, best of 3, game 1, going to be dropped here by Gplay. Unknown, or it's going to be dropped here by Unknown. Gplay taking it 1-0.
Yeah, really well done by Gplay. So, like I said, this is the best of 3, so all is still open for both teams, really. But we're gonna head into game number 2's lobby now. Thank you guys for just enduring with the delays of the start for this game and actually watching this with us as well. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we're gonna have more of it. So, see you guys in a couple of minutes for game number 2.